Most people think smelling rich means spending rich, but I'm about to flip that myth on its head. If you know where to look, $25 can get you a scent that walks like a niche king, talks like a designer icon, and lasts all day. I've tested hundreds of cheap fragrances, and these 12 hidden gems, they punch so far above their weight, it's almost unfair. Let's get into the real budget bangers the hype train forgot to tell you about. Afnen Trothy Bleu, the overlooked Blue King. Let's kick this off with a blue fragrance that doesn't get nearly enough love. Afnen Trothy Bleu. Now, when people think cheap Dior Sauvage alternative, they immediately run to the usual suspects. Armaf's Club de Nuit Intense Man for Aventis, or maybe Supremacy Not Only Intense if they're already deep in clone land, but Trothy Bleu. This thing sits in the shadows, but it absolutely deserves a seat at the main table. It opens with a sharp lemon and lavender combo that smells clean, energetic, and frankly, more polished than many of the synthetic citrus bombs in this price range. There's an amber cedarwood base that gives it body, maturity, and some staying power on the skin. It's got that blue DNA, no question, but this isn't a straight-up clone of Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel. Think of it as a smoother, more versatile hybrid between the two. Without the metallic screechiness or overbearing ambroxan overdose that turns some people off Sauvage, what really blew me away? Performance. This thing lasts 8 to 10 hours easily. On clothes, even longer. For a scent under $35, that's wild. And unlike a lot of budget freshies that burn off in 3 hours, Trothy Bleu gives you that opening pop and keeps the woody amber backbone rolling into the evening. This is the kind of scent you can wear anywhere. Gym, office, date night, brunch. It doesn't offend, but it still feels premium. Pro tip: spray it on your inner shirt collar, not just skin, and let it ride all day. You'll get whiffs hours later that feel like you're still freshly sprayed. If you want a versatile blue scent that smells easily twice the price, this is it. Criminally underrated. Second, Latifa Alersan Unlimited Pineapple Cream Freshie. Now this one, Alersan Unlimited, is what I like to call a sleeper Aventis alternative. And no, not the smoky, leather-heavy kind everyone's chasing. This is a bright, fruity, sweet take on the DNA, with pineapple and blackcurrant sitting up front, and a light vanilla creaminess underneath that gives it some uniqueness. Let's be clear, it's not trying to clone Aventis directly. It's more like if Aventis had a fresh, younger cousin who wore sneakers and had great skin. Seriously, that pineapple? It's juicy and sweet. None of that overly synthetic floor cleaner tang you get in some of the other budget clones. Blackcurrant adds this jammy edge that gives it a playful twist. And the vanilla softens everything, making it almost gourmand, but without going full dessert mode. Think Aventis crossed with Mont Blanc Legend Spirit with a subtle Middle Eastern twist. Performance? 7 to 9 hours, easily, especially on clothing. It doesn't blast off like Sauvage Elixir clones, but it leaves a very pleasant cloud that sticks around and smells surprisingly luxe. You'll catch people giving that second sniff when they pass by. Best worn in spring, summer, and early fall, if you live somewhere humid. This is a top-tier grab-and-go that still feels unique. Layering tip. This layers beautifully with vanilla-heavy scents like Ragbo Wood Intense or Latifa. Adds creamy warmth and enhances the dry-down complexity. If you're tired of the same smoky Aventis clones and want something fruity, fun, and still refined, this is seriously slept on. 3. Fragrance World. Carbon Homme Intense. Dior Sauvage Elixir. Without the Dior tax. Now let's talk about Carbon Homme Intense, because if you're hunting a legit Sauvage Elixir clone and Latifa Assad isn't cutting it for you anymore, this right here is your next move. Elixir is all about that dark lavender spice combo, right? That grown man intensity with a barbershop meets nightclub vibe. Well, Carbon Homme Intense nails that DNA and maybe even smooths it out just a little. The opening is a hit of cinnamon and nutmeg, spicy but not sweet. It's followed by that signature elixir lavender, but dialed down just enough to avoid going full fougere. Then comes amberwood, anchoring it with depth and a slight incense-like smokiness. The dry down, rich, dense, and shockingly close to the real thing. Longevity, 9+ hours. Projection, moderate to strong in the first 3 hours, then a steady skin scent that sticks around. Compliments, subtle, but the kind that feels earned, not loud. I find this scent incredibly mature. Not old, mature. It's the fragrance equivalent of turning off your notifications, pouring a neat whiskey, and making deliberate moves. Wear it when you're heading to a dinner, drinks, or low-lit event, where you want people leaning closer to catch the scent. Why doesn't this get more love? Probably because the packaging doesn't scream sexy, and the name's a little generic, But what's inside that bottle? Easily one of the closest elixir-style fragrances under $30. You just have to know what you're looking at. 4. Paris Corner, Amir Vous Elegant. Niche vibes for the price of lunch. Alright, now we're stepping into niche territory. Let's talk about Vous Elegant by Paris Corner's Amir line. This one is a clone of Le Labo Noir 29, and if you've ever smelled that original, you know it's an atmospheric, artsy scent that smells like tea leaves, dried fig, and a little tobacco smoke floating in sunlight. Well, Vous Elegant gets shockingly close. It opens green. Think fig leaves and black tea freshly steeped. You get this slightly earthy, slightly bitter edge that's immediately niche smelling. Then it morphs into something soothingly smoky, with tobacco and vetiver playing off each other in the base. It doesn't project loudly, and that's the point. This isn't a fragrance that enters the room before you do. It's a personal aura. Refined, thoughtful, grown. Longevity, a solid 8 hours with that fig tea accord lingering softly throughout. Sillage, moderate close range, which makes it perfect for intimate or professional settings. Price, unreal for what you're getting. Niche profile at a fraction of niche prices. When to wear it. Fall mornings, quiet cafes, creative spaces. It's for thinkers, not show-offs. What I love most? No one else smells like this. In a sea of club bangers and synthetic bombs, this one whispers, I know who I am. 5. Rehab Silver, perfume oil. The $10 gentleman's freshie. This next one is proof that price means nothing if the composition is right. Rehab Silver is a hidden gem in oil form, and honestly, it punches way above its weight. What we've got here is an oil-based dupe that falls somewhere between Davidoff Cool Water and Creed Green Irish Tweed. Think grassy, aquatic, a touch floral, but always clean. It's a straight-up old-school freshie with elegance. The kind of scent that says, I iron my shirts even when I don't have to. And look, I know some of you might scoff at oils. No spray? What about projection? But this is where the veteran knows better. Perfume oils wear closer to the skin, but they last like 10 to 12 hours easy. No alcohol means no quick evaporation, and it clings to your body heat like second skin. What I love most is how natural it smells for the price. There's no sharpness or synthetic sting. Just a breezy, dewy, fresh vibe that works everywhere, especially in the heat or post-shower. It's ultra portable too. Pop it in your gym bag, desk drawer. Pro tip, dab this on your pulse points, then lightly moisturize over it. Oils need a hydrated surface to really sing, and this trick boosts longevity and sillage. Also, it's insanely affordable, like under $15 most places. At that price, there's zero excuse not to have this in your rotation. Don't let the price fool you. This is low-key luxury. 6. Latifa Rams Gold, silver box, apple pie in a power suit. Now this next one, Rams Gold, silver box edition, not to be confused with the black box version, is a clone of Hugo Boss Bottled Intense, but it goes a step further. What you're getting here is apple, cinnamon, and woods. But unlike the syrupy mess that a lot of sweet clones become, this one stays crisp and grown up. Imagine biting into a spiced apple tart while wearing a wool coat. That's the vibe. The opening is fresh baked apple with just a hint of citrus sparkle. Instantly cozy, instantly likable. Then comes a warm cinnamon note, and finally, the vanilla and sandalwood show up to wrap everything in this smooth, masculine base. It smells like money, but approachable, clean but sweet, spicy but not overpowering. It lasts a solid 7 to 9 hours, and while the projection isn't beast mode, the scent trail is elegant. It lingers. The kind of scent that makes someone wonder if you just walked by 10 minutes ago. Wear it when perfect for fall and winter work days, dates, or when you want to smell. Put together without going full cologne beast. It doesn't get hyped because it's not loud or flashy, but trust me, this is a sleeper banger. People who know. 7. Ardal Zafarin Oud, the gateway to grown man Oud. Alright, let's talk Oud. Real talk. Most cheap Oud fragrances are trash. Either they go nuclear with barnyard skank, or they're just generic amberwood bombs labeled Oud because it sounds exotic. But Zafarin Oud by Ardal Zafarin? This is different. This is wearable, smooth, spicy, and surprisingly balanced. And that's rare at this price point. It opens with rose and cinnamon, but not in a sugary way. Think dry spice and floral edge. No syrupy rosewater here. Then comes a soft, woody Oud note. Not medicinal, not funky, just rich, resinous, and surprisingly well blended. The base has amber and musk, which give it warmth and that slight incense-like finish. This is not some ultra-westernized safe vanilla bomb. This is a scent with character, but it knows how to behave in public. Longevity, 9+ hours easily. Projection, moderate, but builds beautifully with body heat. Scent trail, classy and mysterious. Who should wear this? If you've always wanted to get into Grud but didn't want to drop $200 plus on amouage or get roasted for smelling like a souk, you need to start here. Also, layering this with sweeter scents like Kamra or Masan Alhamra Kismmet Angel, absolute magic. Zafarin Oud is one of those rare Eastern scents that bridges both worlds. It's exotic, yes, but still grounded, wearable, and incredibly masculine. Don't sleep on it. 8. Fragrance World. Jean Low Immortal. Designer elegance for pennies. You want to smell expensive for under $30? Here's how. Jean Low Immortal by Fragrance World. This is a clone of Dior Homme Parfum, and let me just say, not Dior Homme Intense. Not Dior Homme 2020. I'm talking about the Dior Homme Parfum, the one that smells like leather, iris, and sheer power. What makes this one special is that it gets the balance right. You get that powdery lipstick iris, yes, but it's blended with leather and amber woods, so it leans masculine, deep, and slightly mysterious. You smell like a tailored suit, not a makeup counter. This is not for beginners, and that's what makes it elite. Opening. Dusty iris and suede. Mid. Dry sandalwood and soft spice. Base. Rich amber and that creamy leather finish. Longevity, a solid 8 to 10 hours, and the scent evolution is smooth. It doesn't fall apart halfway through like many cheap iris clones. When to wear it. Evening wear. Date nights, black tie events, or when you want people to think you're wearing something niche. Here's the kicker. It's better blended than a lot of $80 designer bottles I've tried this year, no joke. If you're the type who wants your scent to say, I'm not like the rest of you without saying a word, Jean Low Immortal will do just that. It's smooth, luxurious, and quietly dominant. Let's break the fourth wall for a sec. What's your go-to cheapie that makes you feel like $1 million? Ever blind bought a hyped frag and instantly regretted it? Drop the name. We're keeping it real here. Or hey, got a layering combo that turns heads but costs under $50 total? Share it down below. We're all in this together. This is clone culture, not gatekeeping. 9. Rehab Sultan Perfume Oil. Budget royalty in a bottle. If Rehab Silver was the clean-cut gym-to-office freshie, then Sultan is its older, more mysterious sibling. The one who wears tailored caftans and moves like he owns the building. Sultan is one of the most slept-on perfume oils in the game. It gives you this rich, resinous, almost regal aura, and somehow pulls off Eastern luxury without smelling too foreign or heavy for Western noses. What makes it so special? The spicewood combo. There's this dry warmth that hits you up front, like walking into a sandalwood market at dusk, and then a smooth, musky undertone that feels surprisingly skin-like. It's clean and mature with a subtle complexity. It doesn't scream, it whispers power. Pro tip. Try layering this under a sweeter scent like Latifa Kamra or a gourmand vanilla. Sultan adds depth and projection, grounding any fragrance with an earthy backbone. Longevity, 10 to 12 hours easy. Projection, moderate for an oil, but the scent sticks, especially on warm skin. Vibe, sophisticated, masculine, subtle authority. And again, the price? Silly. You could blind buy 5 of these for the cost of a single mall designer bottle and still have cash left over. 10th. Latifa Maher Legacy Signature Scent. Sleeper hit. Maher Legacy might be one of the most underrated signature-style fragrances to drop in the last 2 years. Let's break it down. You've got saffron up top for a spicy kick, followed by a creamy leather and amber heart, all grounded by musk that smooths the whole experience into something that just smells expensive. Here's the crazy part. It doesn't clone anything exactly, but it feels like it belongs in the same universe as Parfum de Marly, or even something like Initio's Oud for greatness without the Oud. It's got that high-end, mysterious allure. Longevity, 8 to 10 hours. Projection, solid with a sophisticated trail. Seasonality, fall, winter, cooler spring nights. Sillage balanced, confident without choking an elevator. The scent evolves too. It opens spicy and a bit loud, but give it 20 minutes and it mellows into smooth, amber-drenched elegance. This is the kind of fragrance that gets noticed, not for being loud, but for being refined. Like, someone in here smells amazing, but I can't quite place it. And that's the secret sauce, right? If you want to stand out, smell different, not just louder. 11th. Maison Alhamra Kismmet for Men. Boozy elegance without the hype. Beast tax. Let's talk Kismmet, not Kismmet Angel, which is great, but the OG Kismmet for Men, which is a straight-up clone of Killian's Angel's Share. Now, here's where things get fun. While everyone's hyping up Latifa Kamra, Kismmet often gets overlooked. But real frag heads know it's darker, thicker, and arguably more refined. You're getting cinnamon and praline in the opening for that sweet gourmand punch. Boozy vanilla and a hint of oak or dark chocolate for that warm, sexy base. This stuff smells like high-end liquor served in a crystal glass in a cigar lounge, not a holiday cookie. And that's where it wins. It leans more masculine, more mature, and less TikTok hype. Longevity. 9 hours easy. Performance room filling in the first hour, then settles beautifully. Best for fall, winter date nights, special events, or just flexing at dinner. If you like Camera but want something deeper, or if Angel's Share was on your wish list but not your budget, this is your play. Layering idea. Add a dash of Sultan oil under this for a Gourmand Oud combo that smells double the price. 12th. Afnen Rare Carbon. The Smooth Operator's leather jacket. We're closing this master list out with something that flies criminally under the radar. Rare Carbon by Afnen. This is a straight-up clone of Tom Ford's ombre leather, and honestly, it's one of the best value for money leather scents on the market right now. You get that buttery, smooth leather, a violet floral twist that keeps it modern, just enough amber and patchouli to give it edge. It's sexy, but not try-hard sexy. Like, this is what you wear when you walk into a room already knowing you're the most interesting person there. Longevity, 8 to 10 hours. Projection. Strong for the first few hours, then becomes a warm skin scent. Seasons, fall and winter. Don't even think about summer unless it's a cold night. What separates Rare Carbon from other leather clones is how smooth and polished it smells. No synthetic sharpness, no screechy top notes, just confidence bottled. Bonus tip, pair it with a crisp white tee, dark jeans, and a leather jacket, and you've just leveled up your aura. And that right there is the kind of scent that proves you don't need a $200 bottle to smell like a boss. Everything I mentioned, it's all linked below. Easy Amazon pickups, zero guesswork. And these aren't just cheap for the sake of being cheap. These are legit performance beasts. Some smell niche, some rival big-name designer hits, and all of them punch way above their price tag. If you're building a collection, this is how you do it smart. Cover every occasion. Fresh, seductive, clean, bold, without dropping a paycheck. You're getting compliments, projection, and longevity, all for under what most guys waste on a single blind buy. So grab one or two, test them on skin, and see for yourself. Smell like a gentleman without spending like one. Links are in the description. And hey, if there's a sleeper hit in your rotation that more people need to know about, drop it in the comments. I'm always on the hunt for the next hidden gem.